Oh my gosh, it says I'm live. Hello, hello. Is anyone out there? Farming our backyard. I forget your first name. I know it starts with a J, right? Can you guys hear me? I hope. And you guys just did your first live this morning, right? Nice. How did it go? I'm just going to see if I can share this out. Misty, my moderator. I don't know how to share this out, so I am freezing to death. It is so cold here. I'm just and I like the cold, but it is too cold. So I'll just wait here to see if we can get some more people in here before I start going over what I have to go over, which is very little because it's so cold I haven't got much done. Oh, your audio. I was like, is something wrong with my audio? You guys can hear me fine, right? Hi, Tina. And you guys I'm gonna get interrupted here. I have 2 cats inside and a dog inside, so, and I'm in a little trailer, so they'll be climbing all over the place. 60 degrees. That's like our high for the summer, so it seems. Okay, good. I got a new microphone just before Christmas, and I keep forgetting to put it in front of my face. Hey, Howie, how are you? Tina, what area are you in? Papa Z, hello, how are you? Yay, I have people in here. I think the biggest fear when you go live is that you're just gonna be sitting here talking to yourself, which I do all day long, every day anyhow, but, um oh, Iowa. I I'm in the Pacific Northwest, I'm in Washington, and it doesn't snow here often, but, it has been cold. It is, like, down in the 30s right now, and I just have not been able to get warm all day. And I know some people laugh at, "Oh, it's only 30 degrees," but I like the cold, but I don't know what it is. I just cannot get warm. Exactly, farming our backyard. You're, like, sitting here going, "Gee, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up." Swimsuit weather. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm, like, sitting here, I got this Snuggie thing for Christmas, and I swear I live in this thing, it's so warm. Oh, you're up in Vancouver Island, so you're that's West Coast, right? Food Forest? Can see how well I know my geography. Sherry, hi. We're just getting started anyhow. I'm still, like, warming up here. Yeah, so you're getting hit with the same storm that we're getting, Food Forest. And you should join we have a new group on Facebook if you're in the Pacific Northwest. It's, gosh, what is the name of it? It's Pacific Northwest YouTubing Homesteaders or something like that, but, Howie, you're more than welcome to, join us over there if you want. We wanna start scheduling some meetups for people in the Pacific Northwest area to, to meet up with and stuff. My pipes are, we disconnected our water. So I'm sitting here now without water, which has been interesting because my dishes aren't done. And like you realize how much you use water when you just go to wipe something up and you don't have any, or you go to fill the dog's bowl and there's no water. But we turned off our water at the well just to be on the safe side because of these storms. So we haven't had water for like 5 days now. 70 to 90 miles an hour. Oh my word. I hope those winds aren't coming down here because I haven't finished putting the hurricane straps on my house yet. It is insured now though, but yeah. So, that was some of the things I wanted to talk about was, if some of you guys were following me on Facebook, you'd know that I had an issue with getting insurance on my house. And, let me give you a little backstory. I was an agent for State Farm for 25 years, and, and so I've been insured with State Farm all these, for probably going on 40 years now, I don't know. But anyhow, I, called them in June of last year to get insurance on this house that I was gonna be building, and it's, considered a prefab house, and so I called up, and the gal said, "Yeah, sure, I'll get all the information from you, and I'll get you a quote. It's no problem." Well, then the house arrived, and, I was busy with other stuff, and I never followed up with her, and then I went to go follow up, about a month ago and was told, "Oh, you're already in the course of building it. We can't insure it now." And I just about flipped my lid because they were gonna refer me over to another insurance company. And I'm like, "Don't you know who I think I am?" Like so anyhow, but what had happened was when I called a month ago, I got a girl that didn't she was new and she didn't really know what she was doing. And so I spoke with the agent and they gave me a call back. And yes, the house is now insured and everything's fine with that. So which was a relief because I don't really follow up on stuff. I'm pretty bad about that. But when the storms were coming in, that's when I thought, oh gosh, I really need to get that insurance on it. And yeah, so that was kind of a relief to have the insurance. We have a visitor to have the insurance actually bonded and stuff on the house. So in case something does happen or I have a tree come down on it, then all that money is not wasted. I'm just gonna scroll through these comments real quick. I think you guys are all just saying hello to each other. Hi, Southern Blast. Just living. Hello. I'm looking to see if I missed anybody else in here. If I did, send me a waving hand. Because I'm like my own person here. I have to read comments and talk to you guys all at the same time. So yes, the house is finally insured. It cracked me up that they said that the replacement cost on the house is almost $90,000 because I sure as heck didn't spend that much. But I think that if anything happened to the house, I wouldn't want to have to rebuild it again. I mean, it's hard enough to build it the first time. So yeah, then I'd have contractor fees that are a lot higher than what I'm paying the guy to help me now. So so anyhow, I could rest assured now that the house is insured and that's good. But yeah, I still got to get my my hurricane straps on. And now that Howie's talking about high winds, I'm thinking maybe I should get out there and put those in really quick. I got a palm nailer, a pneumatic palm nailer. And so it'd be really easy to put those straps in. I was hanging out on, or is putting off putting the hurricane straps on because each strap has 10 nails that go into it. And there's 40 straps that need to be put on. So that's like 400 nails that that I would have had a hammer in by hand. So I wasn't looking forward to it. But now with this pneumatic palm nailer, it's just super easy. I think I had a clip of putting those in, the 5 in that we put in behind the bathroom wall. Yeah, my shoulder was not looking forward to swinging that hammer that many times. So the pneumatic uh nailer it cost me I think $60, but it's going to pay for itself in the long run because we still have to do there's a lot of nailing at my sister's too. She has her hurricane straps on and her house is massive compared to mine, and she has a whole lot more hurricane straps than I have to do, but hers are already on, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about that. But I think this nailer is going to come in handy. Like when I go to build my deck, I could do it with nails now instead of screws, and it'll go a whole lot faster. So, really liking this pneumatic palm nailer. So I just have to get out there. It's just been so cold, and out in the tiny house, there's no heat out there. There's no insulation in it. So you're just freezing the whole time that you're out there. And then I could put my little, I have a Mr. Heater, little buddy heater, propane heater that I could put out there, but it would just be a waste of propane because there's no insulation. It doesn't really keep you warm. Yeah, hurricane straps are, you put them, that's what ties your roof rafters to your top plate of the walls. It keeps your house, the roof, from blowing off in high winds because it's such a heavy structure when you put it on there that, yeah. My neighbor, who is the guy that you see in the videos with me building, he is a retired general contractor who is working for less than what we pay the kids in the neighborhood to work for us. So he's basically just coming over to help me out, and he has a pneumatic nailer. And so it has been awesome because otherwise everything would have been just me hammering. Like even the walls that we put up, it would have been me hammering them and would have taken a whole lot longer. Yeah, and I still need to get hurricane straps on the bottom of the to attach the walls to the floor. But we're going to do that when we go in to do the insulation underneath. So the bottom of the house is actually strapped to the ground, and hopefully we don't get winds that are so high here that it blows the house away and leaves the floor. But yeah, well, you probably do, Tina, but because it's for any winds, I think that all areas have them, but it was probably done when your house was built. Yeah, I would put them. Here for our county, it's only required on every other rafter. I'm doing them on all rafters. Yeah, it's tornadoes, hurricanes, high winds, any high winds at all. Maybe you don't have them on yours, Tina. I don't even know if they had. I don't know if they had them back then. I'm not that up on building stuff. Kind of am. I know that that houses have to be bolted to the foundation, like stuff like that, but or they have to be bolted to the foundation now in order to get insurance. I don't know about back in the 30s. So that's basically I have some more video that I need to edit and update, but we got all the interior walls are done. The closet next to the bathtub is done. It's framed in. So the only framing that we have to do now is the 2 closets in the bedroom that I'm gonna put in. Yeah, it might have been toenail back then. But no, the only framing that we have left is the 2 closets in the bedroom. I do probably 3 foot by 2 foot closets in the bedroom. And then, but I can always frame those in later. What happened is we ran out of 2x4s again. I swear I always think that I have enough, and then I wind up that I don't. So the other, right now I have 2x6s, and so we're gonna do like a little mini porch off of the front, not a porch, just a deck off of the front to have kind of like a landing. Because right now you see I'm climbing up these little bricks that are out there, and I have nothing outside of the sliding glass door. So the plan is to put uh, some sort of deck or platform outside the sliding glass door and another one outside of the front door, just a temporary one until I could build the deck later. Okay, Howie, have fun. Yeah, and stay safe in those winds. Oh, I haven't seen the Sears prefabricated homes. That would be kind of cool. Oh, that's cool, Tina. Hey, Broussards, is that Brett? I've farming our backyard, I've done a lot of framing, unfortunately, over the years. I think that, going into this project, in my mind, I'm always 25. There's like no convincing myself that I'm any older than that. And so I take on these things, and then my body quickly reminds me that you're not 25 anymore. And so there's been times in this where I just thought, oh my gosh, should I bite off more than I can chew? And I'm just, just like you eat an elephant, one little bit at a time. Oh, nice, Sherry. So anyhow, that's the update on the tiny house. This week didn't do much at all because it's been so cold, and getting out there is just I just don't want to do it. But the next is going to be the decks outside, and then running the water to the house. We're not going to hook up the water. We're just going to run the lines so that I could bury that ditch, and setting in the septic so that we can fill those ditches in. And then we'll tie it all into the house later. So that was my little update on the house building, but it's coming along, and it's coming along slowly. At least now it's insured, and I don't have to worry about that. And then you know what I want to hear from you guys is garden planning. So Brett, now that you're in here, um, how do you guys do your garden planning? Like, and when I'm talking about garden planning, I meant like, how do you how do you keep track of what needs to be planted on what dates? And started indoors as opposed to being planted outside or whatever. Because I'm planning on um, planting a whole lot this year, a whole lot more than I have in the past. And I'm just trying to find a system that's going to remind me, oh, okay, this is January 22nd. I'm supposed to start this week, or I'm supposed to, go take the starts and put them in the ground or whatever. So what do you guys do to keep track of all that? Has anyone got any suggestions for me? Oh, I should check my agriculture center. What I have for right now is I got these like little dollar store things, calendars, and I was gonna write it in there, but the there's not enough room. Like they're all lined, but there's not enough room for me to write in there. And then I had to go through on each of the seeds that I currently have, plus list out the seeds that I want to get still, because I want to get broccoli and some herbs and stuff, and drew everything out. See, I still have to, I'm just now writing down when get planted or started, but then I still have to plan out where they're gonna go in the garden. Yeah, I have the Clyde's, garden planner, but my thing is, like, I want something to tell me, "Hey, dummy, it's January 22nd, you're supposed to start this," or, you know, instead of having to look up each seed and try and remember. Tina, I'm the same way. I did a garden last year. Okay, I gardened many years ago when I lived in California, and then I moved to the mountains for 7, 8 years, and so I didn't do any gardening in the, mountains because we were surrounded by pine trees. Now, last year I started gardening again, but I did it in straw bales, which is probably the same thing I'm gonna do this year. Um, but the size of the garden that I'm gonna do this year is a whole lot bigger than I've done in many years. So that's I think, when I gardened in California, I just went down to the garden center and bought like starts and, stuck them in the ground and it seemed to work out well. Um, I have the cracker pot is in here. Oh my gosh. This guy's a crackpot, you guys. I'm kidding. Um, I have windows. I bought windows long ago. They are all framed in, but with the snow and the rain, they just need to be cut out and stuck in. I just wasn't willing to cut holes in my house with the rains that we were getting because we were getting flooding rains. Yeah, see, Sherry, I think some of mine, the seeds don't get started until some of them get started in March because we have to start them indoors because we have such a short season here. But otherwise, I found out last year if you put them out too late, they just never ripen. Hi, Shayla. Grading kids' homework. How fun. Everyone's building during the winter. I was not supposed to be building during the winter. It was supposed to be done by now in my mind, but so I guess my answer to planning the garden is just go contact my agriculture place at the university and find out what they say or if they have a calendar. Yeah, Billy Joe, I was just saying earlier in my mind I'm 25 and I always think, "Oh yeah, that's a simple project." And then I get into it and realize that I'm not 25 anymore. So I'm learning to it's like my friend says every once in a while you have to take out that driver's license and look at the year of birth and remind yourself that multiply it by 20. Yeah, see, I see you guys starting seeds already. I'm so jealous. Most of the seeds starting, I can't even do until March, which is probably good because I don't have an indoor place to put them in the trailer. But I'm hoping that by then I'll at least have insulation in the house and then I can start my seeds in the tiny home and then build around them while they're growing. That's the plan anyhow. I'm just catching up on things here. Pace myself. The pace is very slow right now, Billy Joe. It's it seems like it's painfully slow. Yeah, see, you're north like me too. So we're supposed to get down into the teens this week. Not looking forward to it. Yeah, see, I don't that's the good thing, Brett, is I don't get those high temperatures here. Well, I say that, but the first year I lived up here, it was like 103 degrees, and I was laughing at my family. I'm like, they told me, "Move to Washington, it's cooler here." And I'm like, "Cooler than what?" Because I came from not the Bay Area of California. I came from the mountains of California where if it got over 70, I just drove 20 minutes up the hill, a little further and it got cool again. So when I moved out here, it was a shock that first summer. But yeah, and it's still learning to live without sun is because even in the mountains of California we got sunshine. We also got snow in July, and in the Sierras, we had really crazy weather, but we at least had sun. Here, there's very limited sun. So, yeah, no, I don't want the heat at all. Or the humidity. Now, I've been back east and I went back east in August and traveled all up the East Coast with my daughter, and that was not fun either. Um, Billy, where's the Wickershire project at? Where did you buy land at? Is it in Virginia? Yeah, Virginia, that's what I thought. And you're in Massachusetts now? Nice. I bet you're looking forward to that. And I'll be following along. I'm just curious. You have so many good ideas that yeah, I've been to Boston. The worst auto accident I ever saw. Now, mind you, I was an insurance agent for 25 years, so I heard about horrible accidents. But the worst one I ever saw happen was in Boston. It was horrible. It like still gives me chills when I think about it. Hey, Ernie, how are you? Oh my goodness, we have quite a few people in here. And here I was thinking I was going to be sitting here by myself. You know what, Brett? I want to go to that Bayou Bash so bad, but in reality, this house is costing me a whole lot more than I originally thought. I'm left with about $15 to my name at the end of each month after I pay my bills and pay the guy that's helping me and buy materials. So, I don't think Bayou Bash is going to happen for me for a few years until I start uh, getting this build done. Hi, Ed. Ed's Model Madness. Hello. I know, I'm so jealous. Mama Z, you're gonna have to like take lots of videos and post them for me. Oh, those kind of accidents are, yeah, you just never forget. I had one when I was an insurance agent where this kid had just got his license and he was driving on a windy mountain road in California. And but he's driving his mom and dad's car down the road, and a motorcyclist coming the other way hit a deer, cut the deer in half, and then flew over the top of the deer and the bike and landed in front of our insured, who ran him over. And I can't even imagine that 16-year-old kid. He didn't drive again until he was like 23. He just stopped driving. He was so terrified by that accident, and it wasn't even his fault. So yeah, there are some accidents, especially working in the insurance industry, that there're just some claims that you just never forget. They're always there. I always tell people I'm a recovering insurance agent. I'm like insured up to, just from seeing stuff. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. I'm not even looking at the camera because I'm trying to catch up on all these comments. Yeah, see, Sherry, you're in the same boat as me, huh? It's like just a little bit too far, which is part of the reason why we started the Pacific Northwest group on Facebook so that we can start doing shindigs of our own out this way that might be easier for some of us to get to. Toilet paper and party streamers. My best thong. Oh my gosh, Billy. You know, Billy Joe, if you do that, I want video. Now, Brett, did the road show already show up at your place, or is that in the near future? Hi, the Red Shed. How are ya? Well, I'm hoping that the road show comes out to Washington. Um I'm hoping that he was saying that he's coming out to the West Coast next year, so that would be really cool to meet up with them next Wednesday. Okay. I'd just love to meet up with them, and if they're doing a project out here, you know, I'd be jumping all over it to go help out. I think that what they do is really cool. And you know what? I would love to meet Bobblehead too, Sherry. He's such a relaxed, just kind of I love his whole attitude on his videos. He's just kind of like, yeah, well, this happened and that happened, and he's so relaxed and so cool. Yeah, nice guy. He's just a sweetheart, and I just love his whole just kind of like how he goes through life. It's like, "Hey, Sarah, this happened and that happened." He can dance. He seems like he's really chill. I like what's the guy Dutch Creek? Is that his name? I'm like drawing a blank right now, but the kid that's always hanging out with them. Yeah, Prep Stetter Bob and Mrs. B. They're supposed to head out to they're trying to come out to the West Coast next year, which would be awesome. Yeah, Drew. Yeah, Drew's really cool. I'm sorry, I'm just reading through all these comments. Me, I'm in Washington State, where the sun never shines. Like, I think on the East Coast, the northern states, you guys get sunshine. And on the West side, we just get clouds. A state of chaos. It has been snowing this week, but nothing really stuck. So, I mean, there is some frozen out there, but only in patches. What's new? I'm planning my garden, and we're trying to not planning my garden. I'm trying to plan my calendar for my garden, and then I need to sit down and plan my garden or where I'm gonna plant things in the garden. But, and building on this tiny home that sometimes I think it's gonna take me 2 years to finish it. It's just going so slow. Okay, Brett, we'll see you later. Yeah, the red shed we've had, in this last week, we've had flooding rains, we've had sleet, like ice rain, and then we had snow. So and then more ice rain, and yeah, everything is super icy out there right now, so I'm not driving anywhere. I need to go get more 2x4s, but I think I'm gonna wait. Oh, you know, the other big announcement I had to make was if you guys saw my video on that toilet, that monstrosity of a toilet that I bought, that's going back. I've decided to just continue doing the bucket system for the compost toilet. And because when we went to go build the bathroom walls, if you watch the videos, you'll see the toilet's not in there. It was just so huge, it was going to stick out like halfway in between. I mean, halfway cover the door as soon as you walk in. You know what? The red shed, my sister and I were talking about it. If 5 acres would be so easy to handle compared to 15, it just feels like you're constantly doing yard work or cleanup because trees came down or whatever. That I think 5 acres is a good size. Yep. I've Billy Joe, I've gone through 17,000 so far and not even done buying. Hi, Smith Family Ranch. Hi, Simply Jan. How are you? Sorry, I'm like totally trying to stay on top of these. Yeah, Billy Joe, if you're trying to maintain those 30 acres, yeah. There are huge sections of our land here that we just leave to forest, that we'll probably never do anything with, mainly because it's near the river and we want to keep all that wild. But there's also paths that go down there that we have to keep clearing because trees come down or stuff grows up or whatever. So it just seems like we're constantly trying to take care of the land, especially the wild area, not where we're living at. Because the area that we have cleared, we just mow that. Let me see. Best state to buy land in. That's a good question. You know, if I had to do it over again, I'd probably do Tennessee. But that's just my preference. I'd go to Texas, but it's too darn hot there. So Tennessee would be. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through here trying to catch up on these. So if I missed anything, just shout it at me again. Virginia. Yeah, it's like still too humid there. I couldn't do the humidity. So yeah, eventually we're hoping to have goats or sheep here to help us maintain the land, but we're not really set up for that yet. North Carolina is expensive. See, I know compared to California, everything's cheap. Oh, okay. But then don't you have to go down into the valley every once in a while, Billy Joe, to like buy things and stuff? Yeah, the Red Shed. I actually went to a class here. It was called Goats 101. And there's a wonderful lady here in my local area that puts on the class. And she like lives in the same town as me. She's an awesome person. But after talking to her, and she was like trying to tell me, oh, yeah, you guys are ready to do goats now. And after talking to her and looking at the expenses and the housing, and we didn't have fencing up, and we just decided to put it off for a little bit because there's so much to learn, not only about their health and what they should be eating and stuff, but there was just so much to learn that we didn't want to take it on right away. And now in hindsight, I'm glad that we waited. I think we'll do bunnies next. And then after bunnies, maybe goats. But hopefully by then we have our houses built and we're no longer living in travel trailers. And yeah, it'll be better. Sherry, if you and Ernie have your own shindig, you better invite me. Hi, Bandana Grandma. How are you? And the Low Cash Homestead. Hello. Hi, Crystal. Oh my gosh, all these people are popping in now. So, Crystal, your garden, how do you plan? How do you do a calendar to plan what to start indoors? You know, when you're supposed to start things indoors and when you're supposed to start them outdoors and when you're supposed to move them. Do you put them on a calendar or how? I'm still learning here. So, fainting goats. It's 29 1 year or 45 2 year on Mother Earth News. Okay. Oh, okay. So you just sign up for that and then they send you emails or something telling you when to send what? Because I think for us here, I'm in zone 8. It's either 8A or 8B. I can never remember. But we're also in a conversion zone where I'm at. So when I went to go look at the Atlas people, what are they? The Almanac people. They when I gave them my zip code, they put me in this conversion zone. Let's see. I know some of the channel names. I was like, why didn't I think of that? I'm not creative enough. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Because I need something. I mean, I was looking at some of these seeds and, I had to look them up to see when to plant them. And I was like, how am I going to keep track of what I'm supposed to start when and what have you? So I think 5B. I believe I'm in 8A. It says it on my channel if you go look, because that's where I always go to relook it up. But I'm pretty sure it's 8A or 8B. And I could be totally off. I was not zone 9 in California for forever, so that's why I'm having a hard time. Oh, so you're in the same zone as me then, Mama Z. And Mama Z, you're going to be doing grow bags? Hello, Green Dream. Is that Jim or? See, I'm thinking I want to do some grow bags this year too, just kind of for the fun of it. But we'll see, because I don't have raised beds set up yet, and I don't think I'm going to have time to build anything and then fill them. Your I don't see a comment from you earlier, but I'm like here by myself, so I'm trying to stay up on everything. Yeah, I didn't see a comment earlier. Where'd you comment, Jim? Oh, I'm surprised. Knock on wood. This is a wood. Oh my gosh. Don't knock on wood. Tilly, go lay down. Anyhow, she thinks there's someone at the door now. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had connection issues today because of the storms and stuff, but tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, herbs. Yeah, see what I just need to, like, I started doing this dollar store planner thing, and I guess I'm just going to write them in here and then, each week check and see what I need to do. The shed to home is 14 foot by 28 foot, they say, but on the inside it's only 3 feet. I mean, 13. I want to say it's 13 feet 3 inches, and I haven't checked the length of it. So total square footage on the inside on the floor is 392, and then I have a 10 foot by 14 foot, so another 140-foot loft plus the 36 feet over the bathroom as part of the loft. I'm sorry, I'm gonna just try and read back through this. You bought grow bags you hang from a pine tree? I've never heard of that. Sorry, I'm just trying to read through these. This would be so much easier if my sister would sit here and read me off questions. The, grow bags are pretty cool. I've never tried them, but I've seen a lot of videos on them and they look really cool. So I wanna try those, and then I wanna try the, buckets where I forget what it's called. They put the little pipe thing in it. Um, Same size as your living room on the ground floor. Oh my. My sister's house is 3,800 square feet. So it's like add a 0 to the end of it, and it's the same size as mine. Oh, okay. So those are the red shed, the bags that you're talking about, those are the kind where the plants grow out of the side of it. Yeah. Oh, it says I'm zone 9B, Misty. See, I told you I don't know what zone I'm in anymore. The red shed, I did tomatoes like that and strawberries, and it actually worked out really well. But they weren't hung from a tree. They were suspended in this metal encasing. There was like metal bars that held it up. And I did that in California. It worked really well, but I haven't tried it here. Oh, great. So now I'm in 9B. I don't know what zone I'm in. For potatoes, growing them out, I don't know. I did potatoes and tires last year. It turned out really well. And I don't even think I videoed when we harvested, but we got quite a few potatoes. We're still eating potatoes from that harvest. Yeah, I actually the red shed, I got my bags like that from the dollar store in California and was really shocked that, it was kind of like, well, let's just try this, and was really shocked that they worked. So, hi Zanron. Testing some of the black felt pocket hangers. It's all like a piece of fabric with a bunch of pockets on it. You hang it. Oh, that would be cool. Sherry, I actually want rabbits, but I want rabbits that are contained, that can't get into my garden so that I can use their poo. Although my neighbor right next door to us, I think she's right next door. I only have 6 neighbors on this street, or there's only 6 of us on this street. But one neighbor right next to us raises rabbits, and so she's like, "Anytime you want poop, come get it from my cage." So I may be doing that for a while. And I just lost a bunch of comments. So if I missed something, just holler at me, guys. I love the idea of no rabbits. Okay. See, then I might try the grow bags for potatoes this year because inside the tires now, what I did is I planted my blueberry bushes in the ground and put the tires around them. So now they're going to grow up over and around those tires. So they're like forever in there. But yeah, maybe I'll try my potatoes in grow bags this year. That would be kind of fun. Um, Sherry at the Apricot Tiny House, there are a ton of videos out there on the grow bags, so I'll be going to look for them too. Let's see. Yeah, that's why I want the rabbit poo, Billy, is to not have to deal with composting it down first. We have plenty of wild rabbits here, and I've caught them in my garden. They're fast too. I don't know how the hawks ever get them because they're super fast, but, yeah, I'll need to do something, about rabbits next year, especially now that they know where my garden is. Let's see. Oh, conversation. Yeah, I know, especially on my channel, just, everything goes to shit or poop. Am I allowed to say shit on here? Poop is a good thing when you're a homesteader, right? Or a farmer or anything like that. So no, my plan is to get bunnies, um, hopefully sooner than later. I just don't wanna take on more than we can handle, and, like, right now with 30 hens and 7 ducks and 5 cats and 2 dogs, it's, um it's a lot already, so we don't wanna and our animals to us are my sister and I are both animal lovers, so we would feel horrible if something happened because we couldn't take care of them correctly or something, so we just don't wanna take on more than what we could chew. Make a trip to the ocean and collect seaweed for the garden. Use it to cover straw, wood chips, except it breaks down and superfeeds the beds. Yeah, we also have, pond water that, like I mean, the river that's right behind our house is a huge pond area, and we can go get some, um, mud from that to put in the beds, and that water goes out to the ocean. I don't think there's any seaweed in there, but there's plenty of fish emulsion. Because let me tell you, it stinks to high heaven down there. Like, I would never go swimming in it, but I don't swim, so yeah, I guess that's basically my updates was, got the house insured, which was a good thing. Gotta get the hurricane straps on it. Um, will I be able to eat them if I love them so much? I do not plan on eating the animals that we have here now, but we will do meat birds in the future, but to me, in my mind, same with my sister, is the meat birds are, purchased for a purpose, and that's to eat them. So they're not really pets. So yes, I would be able to eat meat birds. Not really into eating rabbits. So the rabbits that we'll have here are will be just a few, and that's to help with keeping the walkways cleared and, letting them eat down the grass and stuff like that and using the poop. But yeah, I don't have a problem with eating animals. I'm not gonna be eating my laying hens. Um, and now I lost where I was. I am so sorry, guys. Your channel can say anything. You can talk about world domination, stepping on the little people to get what we want. I would never step on the little people. I'm for the underdogs, man. I'm a Bronco fan. I stick with the losers, I guess. I would not cry. I can't believe that you would cry, Billy, on a chicken kill. Like, we eat dead chicken all the time, so yeah, meat birds aren't they're just meat birds. Yeah. If you cry, I want a video of that too, so we can all laugh at you. I have been a Bronco fan for since Elway was losing, before he was winning. Not one of those, bandwagon fans. I think since, like, 92, 93, and I stick with my Broncos even though they're losing now. But I started watching them when they were losing, so You're s my okay, we got hens for the first time my son was, like, 6, and, we got 8 hens. This was back when I was living in the city, and so we had 8 kids living at home at the time. I know, I'm insane, but we had 8 kids living at home at the time, and so we told each of the kids that they could name one of the, um one of the hens. Each of them got to name one, and my son, the youngest, was, like, taking his time naming them. But meanwhile, the older kids that were teenagers at the time were naming them chicken enchilada, you know, chicken dumpling. They had dinner. They had all kinds of weird names for him. So we had to tell my son, "You better hurry up and name your chicken because they're gonna name him dinner." So he finally named his chicken Dottie. But, yeah, out of 8 kids, he was the only one that gave him a normal name. The rest of them named him dinner names. Um, at Simply Jan, I have been a Bronco fan since I started watching football, but I lived in Raider territory at the time and San Francisco 49ers. And then I moved up here to Seahawk country, right after the Seahawks beat the Broncos. So I have heard nothing but crap from people, um, like, for 30 years on being a Bronco fan, but they were a great team. Um, yeah, never been a fan of Cowboys, sorry. But then again, I was never, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area and I was never a fan of the 49ers either. So, pro fish killer, been lobstering in Bobston. I know they do. My sister has been crabbing here and oysters, I think, is the other one that she went to go do. I have never done either one of those. I always thought it would be cool, but I've never done either one of them. But my sister and her son have been all over the area crabbing. Um, yeah, I lived in California for 45 years. It took me forever to get out of there. Hi, old school. The look. I raised 8 kids, 3 of them were my own, 1 was a foster daughter, and then I have 4 stepchildren, and, yeah, a lot of Excedrin, a lot of Motrin, and, a lot of coffee. It was a shock to it's a complete shock to me because I used to have to drive to 4 different schools to drop off kids in the morning before work. Thankfully, they were all able to get themselves home afterwards, but I was driving to 4 different schools to drop off kids in the morning, and then when I retired and I was no longer doing that, and I moved to the mountains, it was like a huge shock. It was like I'd wake up every morning going, "I have nothing to do. I have no kids I have to get to school, I don't have to get to work." It was just a huge major shock. It took me a long time to get used to slowing down. Um, Cowboy hater. I don't hate the Cowboys. I'm just not a Cowboy fan. I had to get rid of them. Aw. Sorry, Tina, I was just reading your comment. Billy Joe, I was just looking at the microgreen. I'd never heard of that, but then, I mean, I probably heard of it and just didn't pay attention. But I saw it on someone's channel recently and I wanted to check into doing that 7 to 11 day harvest. So you're just like harvesting like mini salads? Is that the or the microgreens is just you're picking them sooner instead of letting them go to a whole harvest stage, I guess? I'm not sure. You have 12 kids? Oh my wow. Having 8 kids wouldn't be so bad if they still lived in the same state as me and I could like put them to work here on the homestead, but mine all live down in California, so freedom. Yeah, I know. Huh? Hi, Organic Raw Roots Farm. How are you? So yeah, and I don't know how long we've been live here. Oh, we've been over an hour already, so no wonder why I have nothing more to talk about. Um, Now I'm just reading all your guys' comments. I'm trying to stay up with everyone. And I know I went into my YouTube today and there was like 103 videos from subscribers for me to watch. And although I would love to watch all 103 of them, there is just not enough time in the day to not doing that and get stuff done around here. I'd never get anything done. Yeah, it's towards the end, because I know that there's others that are going live now, so I'm gonna go catch their live. I think it's Wholesome Roots that goes live now. So I'm gonna get off of here, and we should all go over to Wholesome Roots, and thank you, Papa Z, and thank you guys all for coming. I'm gonna try and do these. I don't know if it'll be weekly, it might be bi-weekly, but, I wanna try and do these every once in a while. Um Not only that, but as you guys have questions, it might be easier for me to answer here once than 20 times on the messages, on the comments on my videos. But anyhow, so I will see you guys later. I'm going to head over to Wholesome Roots because she's got a live going. I think she's got a live going today. She's scheduled for a live. So if she's on, I'm going to go head over there and I will see you guys later. But thanks again for coming along. I'll talk to you later.